Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you see, for the very first time, Adam Oshiomole don't talk something wey belle taste with me. I'll show you the video.
A doctor who parades the number of people who died under his care cannot forward that to me as his thank you for this privilege to meet those who manage our central bank. I want to differ very radically from what seems to be the general view. My view is I am suspicious of people whose main background come from commercial banking. Because central banking is about policy. It's not about marketing. It's not about seeking profit. It's about getting monetary policies right with clear focus on specific microeconomic objectives. Whether it is job creation, stabilizing a price regime, exchange rate regime, inflation regime, all of that. When listening to the CVs, people who have managed banks that have gone into liquidation, that cannot be used as positive in their favor. The truth has to be told. I am not suggesting that any one of them is responsible. I'm saying a doctor who parades the number of people who died under his care cannot forward that to me as a CV for me to appoint him as a Surgeon General. I don't need them to take note of that. That what we do in our small places of work, whether they survive or fail, goes to our credit or discredit. So they should take note. However, sir, I think at the heart of our problem, and I need their views on this, is that the immediate past management of the bank emphasized their autonomy. But in the real world of macroeconomic management, every agency's activity rub off on another agency. There can be no autonomy from monetary authority such that they do not interface with the fiscal authority. And even these two, in my view, if they do not relate with the Ministry of Trade and Commerce, because the challenge we deal with now is, at least to everybody here, everybody seems to have submitted completely to the so-called market forces and rely on the invisible hands of Adam Smith to regulate and determine the value of the naira. It is now clear, after Babangida started this devaluation, that the naira, the market forces can never stabilize the naira. The state must intervene. Interest rate cannot be at 20%, 25%, and you are expecting the manufacturing sector to grow that require long-term investment, or investment that require long-term gestation period, borrowing at 20%. Even if you are a drug dealer, you will find that those dealing with drug in some other part of Latin America will be more competitive. So I think that there is need for a complete thinking outside the box. When the West celebrates our free market, no control, and so on, I'm always suspicious. When they claim for us that we are doing the right thing, the state is withdrawing, less regulations, at a time when we can see that even at the time of world trade, nation states are negotiating with other nation states to have specific trade relationship. So I feel we need this new team. We need this new team to completely think outside the box, and I will expect on this occasion, Mr. President, that all the things that many of our colleagues have spoken to, including my dear brother Ojikalu, if we allow Nigerians to import everything without restriction, and you have limited naira dollars available, the naira will continue to suffer devaluation. Our best time that you refer to, Mr. President, when you reminded us of a time where one naira was 1.5 US dollars. I was a very proud worker in the textile factory. In those days, government ordered a policy of backward integration, prohibit manufacturers from importing certain items. Even some textile fabrics were prohibited because the game of competition presupposes equality and a level playing field. You cannot ask a featherweight champion to go and engage a heavyweight champion in the name of competition. Nigeria needs specific tools to protect industries at home and not pretend that a man with one leg can compete in a race with a man with two legs. We need a complete radical shift. We don't need the West to clap for us. We need Nigeria to clap for us. So I want these bankers, and also I've heard you very much. When I was in trading, we trouble each other somehow when you were in Lagos. And even now, we will trouble you so that this president succeed. We need to keep interrogating our assumptions and ensure that we are not copying Washington, all this international finance capital. It is their interest. There is no such thing as common interest. So, Mr. President, I thank you for allowing me to talk this much, because if this president is going to deliver on the renewed hope, it must devise new tools away from invisible market to visible hands that can be held responsible and accountable for our collective future.
Now, this is the video. Now, this video is a video of the committee where they set to screen or to interview or to look into those where they want to make the new board for CBN. You know, the former CBN governor gets some issue, then they don't remove and they want to install another person and stuff like that. And I believe a lot of persons came to, put in for the job. Then see waiting Oshiomole talk. He's thinking outside the box, trying to make them understand. He get a striking statement we make. Say a doctor that gives you the record of those who died under his watch as a doctor cannot be appointed to be a chief medical director over a certain hospital or something. That word struck me for ear. That means to say most of the people who come for that interview or that screening or whatever are those who don't manage banks will liquidate over the time. Then he also made it clear that he's not blaming them that those banks were liquidated, but it is a prompter. He said a lot of things on the video. You understand? Just watch and listen. As you listen, play and back, listen carefully. Then you will understand. Then we all need to know that the success of Nigeria, Nigeria must succeed. Everybody must stand put for Nigeria to succeed. It's not an issue of who in favor or who in not favor. The success of Nigeria now has gone beyond political affiliation, has gone beyond who be your relative. First of all, the scope of zoning for Nigeria should be totally abolished. Personally, I don't believe in zoning. I believe in capacity. If who go fit deliver now from Nugbe, make they go bring and come, make it can't do what he need to do. Yes, that is the only way Nigeria can see the light of the day. Now, Oshiomole don't talk this thing now, but let's sweet me well. And I believe that with this thing when he talk, so if these things that he said are put into consideration, the CBN we have an entire overhauling and our economy go start to the balance, because we cannot talk about economic growth and development without including the policies made by the CBN. It's impossible. The role of the CBN is not just only to print money. There is a lot that the CBN has to do in terms of inflation, price regularization, and all of those other things. Even things where we import and export, the CBN have a role to play. Like I said, we cannot talk about economic growth and development without including the CBN. And now I believe with what Oshiomole talks, so he is heading towards the right direction because he put a lot of things into consideration for here. Yes, because when he started speaking, he said he has a divergent view from what others have been saying. And in your Congo trend, others be don't talk. Maybe from my own understanding, maybe others have an equal standpoint. Say, okay, let's do this. But he was able to think outside the box. He was able to articulate a lot of things and make them understand that no, if we follow this road the way we felt it follow and before, now the result they get before now we go get. But if we do things differently, a lot of changes will come. But the only thing wey he come talk wey belle no come too sweet me say if this government must succeed, that means to say his own ideology is just to ensure that the government of Tinubu succeed. But we must see our politics, we must see our system, we must see our policies beyond succeeding a certain government. This is a people. We must consider the people, the success of the people first before anything. Reality is this: if your policy na policy wey the people dey enjoy, your government don succeed already. Because na who dey watch football match na him know player wey really dey try and the one wey no dey try. Peace out.